A man claiming to be the real Prince Harry is found dead in an Irish hotel room. There's several strange things about this story. One, this man, James Francis Alexander, confronts an encounter between Mr. Alexander and Prince Charles at the 2014 London Book Fair resulted in a rather disgraceful scene as the heir to the British throne called the young man a little bastard before telling him to leave his family alone. Okay, allegedly, this man, James Francis Alexander, the real Prince Harry, published a book entitled The Real Prince Harry, The Truth Behind the Royal Lies. This is him confronting Charles at a book fair. Charles clearly knows who this man is. That means the book is real. On the other hand, there is this hoax alert that says fake news, no man claiming to be the real Prince Harry found dead in an Irish hotel room. They say the whole thing was ginned up by the World News Daily Report on April 6, 2016. So this happened in 2016. So, but if the book is real, then this really happened. Okay, let's read. Okay, so here's the death scene. Okay, and they're saying that this death scene is they're saying this photo from the death scene is from a man shot dead. They're saying this is the same location. I'm not sure. I think we should explore this. A British man who claimed to be the real Prince Harry and to have been forcibly replaced as a child by an imposter was found dead this morning in his hotel room in the seaside town of Dunlohair near the Irish capital. The Garda Síochána Irish police were called to the site early this morning after some neighbors complained about the smell emanating from the room. If you've ever smelled a dead body, it's strong. They found the body of 31-year-old James Francis Alexander, a young British nobleman, mostly known for his claim to be a member of the Royal British family. So he did claim to be a member of the British family. He did write this book. According to the spokesman of the Irish police, Lieutenant Seamus O'Connor, the young man had multiple bullet wounds, and the police found some signs of struggle in his room, suggesting that he was a victim of a violent crime. Quote, the victim clearly didn't commit suicide, Lieutenant O'Connor told reporters. He was attacked by more than one assailant, probably 2 or 3 individuals, carrying pistols. The poor man didn't stand a chance. He was hit by more than 20 bullets, probably fired by silenced weapons, since none of his neighbors heard anything. It's too early to confirm anything, but it's probably the work of professionals. Mr. Alexander attracted a lot of attention when he published his book entitled The Real Prince Harry, The Truth Behind the Royal Lies. He claimed to be the real son of Princess Diana, we'll explore this, saying he was replaced by a look-alike at Queen Elizabeth's demand when he was 8 years old, after he threatened to reveal that Prince Charles was not his biological father. 8-year-olds say a lot of crazy things, okay? 8-year-olds say a lot of crazy things. This is why we don't have the death penalty, and we shouldn't, for children, okay? Because they change their minds. They're very impressionable. It's hard for me to see that one making sense, that the Queen would banish this young man at 8 years old for saying that Charles was not his father. On the other hand, this book seems like it really exists. He says, continuing reading, he says that he was awoken at night by his father's butler and driven to Lincolnshire, where he was exchanged with the son of Lord Edward James Alexander. So this man's name is James Francis Alexander. His claims have received some intense coverage for a while from the British tabloids. If so, how can it be false? But then had suddenly disappeared from the media after a few days, generating rumors of a cover-up among conspiracy theorists. Yeah, indeed, despite the fact that the first 50,000 copies of his book had sold in less than a week, that's a New York Times bestseller, his publisher surprisingly decided not to have more copies printed, and it rapidly disappeared from the bookstores. Mr. Alexander fled England and sought asylum in Ireland. He said he was being followed and harassed by the MI5 or MI6, and that he'd received multiple death threats by extremist supporters of the British monarchy. That's a big deal, seeking asylum. Some sources close to the young man told the Daily Beast that he'd recently had contacts with the British embassy concerning an eventual return to England, and that he even had dinner with the attaché of the embassy at the end of the month of March, 24 hours before he was killed. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back for some royal tea. So this young man, James Francis Alexander, he claims to be the real Prince Harry. Interestingly, I did a reading on Harry not that long ago, and the cards indicated that Harry is not the son of Prince Charles. This young man also states that he's not the son of Prince Charles. So it's a tangled web we weave here. So he died in 2016, some time ago. But the internet is pretty much expunged of this story. Only this one story in the world news and that one hoax article that I showed you is on the internet. The rest is just expunged. And apparently this was a big news story in the British tabloid press in its time, so there should be a whole bunch of articles out there on it. They don't go and clean up the internet, normally. It's just that stuff is all out there forever. Okay, so is this entire news story a hoax? Let's just see. Is this entire news story a hoax? Yes. Roses. Maybe. Officially. Because there's just so many weird elements. We need to explore the entire story. Because it appears that this young man did publish a book. He did confront Charles. Okay, then a lot of this is real. He did flee to Ireland and request asylum. He didn't say, hey, I'm British, I'm just going to go live over here in Ireland. He requested asylum, political asylum. So, is this entire story a hoax? We have the S card, roses and strength. The key is sweetness and where he comes from. His rooting. 11, 23, 6 clubs. The key is the sweetness. So is this entire story a hoax? If this entire story is a hoax, I want to see deception. Here's player on the bottom. Player is a deceiver. Okay, so on the bottom we have player and official deception. 5 spades. Official deception, but on top we have a very sweet story, and the key is a very sweet story about this young man. I don't know. Did the Queen order MI5 or MI6 to publish this article saying that it was all a hoax? Did the Queen order, or Charles or whatever, did the Crown order stating that this was all a hoax so that people wouldn't believe it? Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Did the Queen order a hoax article? Okay, hamster wheel. Over a long period of time, lovers joined and Trinity, working together and lovers. So 15, 4 clubs. He's joined to... Did she order... Okay, people working together over a long period of time very closely like a family. and opportunistically? Did the Queen order this thing saying it's a hoax? Okay, so very public, cast out, executioner, and ends it all. So this would say that she put the stop to it. She just cut it all off very publicly by saying, yeah, this is a hoax. Okay, by publishing fake news saying this is a hoax. Is the whole thing fake news? This doesn't look like fake news even though it's got a yes on it. Okay, but there's officially deception underneath. So officially deception underneath is switching out this boy with Harry. Did the Queen order that this hoax article be... They did a whole bunch of things, working together very closely. They did a whole bunch of things, and yes, it was ordered. The Queen did order the fake news to be put out. Yeah, well, we're just going to throw all the cards out and see what we get before we make a final decision on what we see here, because there's so many mixed things. This man did publish this book. It apparently did sell very well. He did confront Prince Charles at a London book publishing thing, and Charles knew who he was, and he's like, "Get away from me, you little bastard." Okay, so there's a lot of history here. Okay, and if this guy's a crazy guy, then he really went the distance with this delusion. Okay, is James Francis Alexander the real Prince Harry, or is he an imposter? Let's see what we get for this. Is he the real Prince Harry, or is he an imposter? Many hands, angel, city, Queen of Spades. Okay, so is he real or an imposter? Well, angel tells the truth, and he's a child. Many hands, angel, and heart. Heart has good intentions. He's being truthful and has good intentions, and he's telling the truth to the many people, 18, and in an escalating manner. So he believes whether he is the real Prince Harry or not. He believes he's the real Prince Harry. He definitely believes he's the real Prince Harry. And Five Diamonds, he really did a lot of things to expose this. He wrote this book. He confronted Charles. Okay, so here in the underlying, we have Snake and the World. We have a complicated, vengeful, lying situation that's looking very far into the future, and it's affecting the whole world. So he believes that he is, and he was honestly speaking, I'm the real Prince Harry, but there's a lot of resistance to him, and there's a lot of resistance underneath to him, and ultimately he was killed. Let's look at Diana and Francis. Is Diana his mother? Let's look at, that should tell us. Is Diana the mother of James Francis Alexander? Diana, James Francis Alexander. Diana, devil. James. Okay, because he says he was kicked out of the palace at 8 years old because he was saying that Charles was not his father. Okay, I literally don't care what an 8-year-old says. You don't kick him out of the palace just because he says whatever. So what? So that story, now that may have been planted, but that story, he's 8 years old and he's saying Charles is not my father. one, he's 8 years old. How does he know? And who cares what the kid says? Just send him to his room. So, is Diana the mother? Okay, well, we have devil. We have devil. We have 10 hearts, very emotional. And birth. We have birth. This is a birth card. And, yeah, is she the mother? This is the birth canal, and this is birth. 21, 26, 7 diamonds. Finger of God. Oh, dear. Devil. He could have been conceived through some kind of satanic ceremony. Okay, and there is talk that Diana, she has memories of, and this is unconfirmed, but there's talk that Diana has memories of satanic ceremonies where she was drugged and maybe even was forced to perform sexual acts. And this boy could be, he's a man, of course, but he's dead. He would be like 35. He would be the same age as Harry. I think Harry's turning 35, but he just turned. So Harry, the one we believe is Harry, just had a birthday. And I think he's 35. So this could indicate that he was born through Diana via a satanic ceremony. What do we got over on Alexander's side? Honest man, solid foundation, royal family. Honest man, part of the royal family, and solid foundation. 26, 38 diamonds, cornucopia. And up here we have karmic relationship and everything. 14, solid foundation again. So there's a lot of foundation cards. I'm asking, is Diana his mother? That's the solid, there's no deception on his side. He has royal family, and this is the solid foundation. He has a karmic relationship with her and the royal and all of it. He has a karmic relationship and the royal and a pedigree with the royal family. Yeah. So this says that he is Diana's son, which that's a big deal. Yeah, that's wow. All right. It's a mystery. Okay, let's review and see what we have here. Let's see what we have, because I'm leaning toward this. This says he is the son of Diana. This says Diana is his mother. Real or imposter? Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This is real or imposter. This is, did the queen... All right, let's start from the beginning. Is this entire story a hoax? Well, this is so positive. Even though I got the yes card, this is so positive. If it's a hoax, I want to see deception and negativity. Here underneath, I see a deception card. Okay, an official deception. But on top, it's very sweet, it's very innocent, and rooting. So the key is where he came from. And it adds 6 clubs. So I don't think it's a hoax. I think he is a son of Diana. Okay, did the Queen order the hoax article? Well, over a long time they were really fighting this, but clearly the Queen did order that MI6 or whatever the intelligence services kind of send fake news out to debunk this story because he was making such a ruckus. And it was being covered in the British press. Okay, is James Francis Alexander real or an imposter? Well, this says he's an angel. He's not lying. He has good intentions, and he's not lying to all the people. And he really went the distance. He wrote a book. He was in all the papers. But underneath here, they're doing everything they can to shut him up and stop him. And finally, they killed him. Okay, and finally I asked, is Diana his mother? And, this is Diana, this is him. This shows that he is firmly part of the royal family. Okay, and this shows that he's part of the royal family. And so I asked, is he Diana's son? Yeah. He's honest. He's an honest man, and he's an angel.
Uh, this is both birth cards, birth canal and birth itself. So Diana is showing two birth cards. Is she his mother? Two birth cards, but a devil, which would indicate to me in this context that maybe he was part of a satanic ceremony that they wanted to cover up. So maybe there's even more to this. Let's ask. Maybe there's even more to this than we realize. Maybe he just believes that he is Diana's son, and it seems that he is, and he believes that he was switched out, but it's even weirder than that. Okay, let's ask about the satanic ceremony. Okay, was James Francis Alexander conceived in a satanic ceremony? I mean, and that's really what's going on. And it's so weird that, he never really realized what was really, really going on. Okay, so was Alexander conceived in some kind of satanic ceremony? Home. I got two, okay. Incubus, succubus. So many odd things about the royals pop up. Okay, and this is again, we spun right into the weird. So was he, because of this devil card, was he conceived in a satanic ceremony? Well, we have the incubus succubus, which is demonic. The succubus is a demon that lays on top of a human male and has sex with him in his sleep and sucks the life out of him. An incubus is a female appearing demon that lies on or a male appearing demon that lies on a human female and has sex with her in her sleep. So this is sex. Planting the seed, sex, all in the family. 11, 3 clubs. Activity, satanic activity, all in the family, planting the seed. Joined and conception. 3. Ace of clubs, seed. Planting the seed, conception, and joined. So, was he conceived in a satanic ceremony? That is what it appears. It actually appears that this devil, he is Diana's son. He was conceived in a satanic ceremony. Wow. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. So, and Diana did say some things like that, which are not highly publicized, and then they would have put out fake media. The Crown would have put out fake media saying, oh, that's a hoax. She never said that. She never told that to the butler, Paul Burrell. So, yeah, there's some kind of, it's even weirder than he believed. He wasn't just switched out. He's like an illegitimate son through a satanic ceremony. And they wanted to hide it, but no one is ever going to tell this young man the truth of his birth. They're going to tell him other stories, and he never got to the bottom of it, and he was killed. How sad. That's your royalty today. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.